Bum 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 ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum bum bum ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum ba-da-dum bum 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 dum dum bum bum ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum bum bum ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum ba-da-bum bum bum bum, bum bum ba-da-bum bum bum bum, bum bum ba-da-bum bum bum bum, bum 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 ba-da-dum. Bum 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 bum, bum bum ba-da-dum bum bum bum, bum 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 ba-da-dum. Gustavo, Adolfo, Uribe here, and right now we're gonna do a whiteboard session on, wait for it, how to write actually songwriting, how to write a song, okay? Specifically, uh, yeah, we're gonna go over some songwriting, lyrical writing, okay? How to write lyrics. Boom. Okay, so I got my notes right here on my iPhone here that I wrote out, my outline. Okay, so let's talk about types of songs, okay? First of all, point of view. Point of view. This is important. This is some basic high school shit right here, but basically this first person, second, and third. This is really important to songwriting, man, because the point of view is an important part of poetry, okay? So first person meaning I, okay? I did this, I'm doing that, I'm so cool, I'm so blah 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 blah. Second person is you. You know, you were you're this, you're that, you're blah blah blah, you're blah blah blah. Okay? And third person is kind of like a pronoun like he or she or it. Okay, he, she, it. He, she, it. Okay, this is really important because when you're doing your songwriting, you kind of have to like continue this point of view. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be like, and different points of views can give ways to different themes. Like, so for example, like let's say if you're doing like a rap song, right? One of the common okay, so let's go to themes. Hold on a second. Okay, so themes like let's say you're in first person and like I'm so fucking cool, I'm so nice, you're bragging. That's a common theme in rap music is bragging, okay? Or you could tell a story like I went to the stove, blah blah blah. I did this, my life was this hard and I had to do this, blah blah blah. So storytelling or like a anecdote, story anecdote, okay? Anecdote, whatever. I don't remember how to spell it. Fuck it, whatever, dude. It's like nighttime and I'm punching in my time card on these videos. All right. Okay. Second point of view. You. So let's say for example um, like relationship type songs, right? It's like, oh, you cheating on me, oh, blah, 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 or you're a fucking bitch, que la chingada, or that's a very common type of theme. Some relationships, or you broke my heart, blah, 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 or whatever. Usually something like that, right? Or I love you, love song, whatever, relationships, okay? Third person. Now this is kind of interesting, third person, because you can get a lot of mileage out of that, but I think it's a very underdeveloped theme, especially in rap music. All right, um, but let's like say for example like Eleanor Rigsby, right? It was like the Beatles song, like Eleanor Rigsby. She da 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 da. Then the strings da 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 da. So, anyways, it's basically a about someone. Okay. So if you're trying to figure out like what are you to write about your lyrics, songwriting, think about it. This is very simple. First person, second person, or third person. All right. You can get a lot of just thinking about the perspective. You've already kind of figured out what kind of themes you're gonna get. So um, now there's like a fourth thing. Okay, which is going to be persona. All right. Persona, this is interesting. Persona is actually you taking the place of someone else. So, for example, the first person, you're in first person, I, but it's not you. You're playing a character, right? So that's persona. Is a like first person character, and this is a very interesting theme or point of view because it's first person, but you're playing a character, so you can get a lot of mileage out of that too. Like for example, some rappers would be uh, like for example Eminem or something, his like persona or alter ego, Slim Shady or some shit like that, or you're playing a character, or um, so or if you're songwriting, you could you're it's about like a murder or something like that, a serial killer. You're doing a persona song about a serial killer, because you might be inspired by some real event. Um, but so you're not the serial killer, but you're writing a song, persona song about you, about playing the character of the serial killer, or what it would be like in their headspace. So right there, boom! I just gave you some fucking gold right there. Okay, so that's point of view. All right. Get this Windex. Alright, so now let's talk about scope. This is some more high school shit, but it's really important, alright? Okay, scope is basically this: macro and micro. On a side note, for all you fucking idiots out there talking shit about going to school, like, I don't want to go to school, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. Like, trust me, dude, go to fucking school. A lot of these things I'm teaching you is from fucking high school English. But then you take, if you want to become like a writer or like you want to go into music or some shit, these things come up. These things come up in like songwriting classes and stuff like that. Um, especially in the arts, man. So, stay in school, man. Even in music, math is very important. Like it's all mathematical. It's all physics. So just don't talk shit about school too much, Cholo, because it can help you out. All right. That was my little mini rant in there. But anyway, scope. So the macro and the micro. So basically, macro is you're looking out. Like think of like a camera lens, right? You're wide angle. You're getting more um, further away from your subject. So you're gonna get uh, more abstract. Okay. The further you go um, out as a macro, as a scope, um, the more um, you can start to stretch things, like go into philosophical connections and paint connections from this and that, like that wouldn't you know very you can go really way out, and it doesn't necessarily have to make sense. You kind of go into like a metaphor land. Now the micro is where you get really really detailed. Okay, so like let's say you're reading a book like some of that you know uh, Victorian literature where like they start to describe every fucking nuanced detail. That's just the style of it. Everything is very detailed, very very micro. It doesn't necessarily mean you're okay. I'll give you an example. Victorian English versus like Hemingway, right? So you got Hemingway who's like super macro, where the things are like haikus, right? It's like very subtle, very subtext. Like you have to really, really like read in between the lines. In Victorian English, like some Jane Eyre, Jane Austen type shit, um, where everything is like this. The books are like that big, and it's very, very like their clothing is described, their what they're thinking, blah blah blah. Everything is already like given to you, but like the art is in the way that they say it. There's no good way or bad way or wrong way or right way. It's just different scopes, okay? Macro and micro. So these are things you have to be conscious of when you're writing your lyrics, okay? This is the shit that you take for granted, like these poetical devices. But it's really really is important, okay? So now let's talk about let me get my notes here. Hold on a second. That I wrote down to prepare. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the parts of the song, okay? Now it's lyrics are poetry set to music, okay? Poetry set to music. So in an essence, lyrics are usually kind of a little bit more dumbed down than poetry, okay? Unless you get into rap lyrics where it can be like a real like way of poetry in itself, but the parts of the song are basically verse, chorus slash hook slash refrain. That's basically the parts of the song. Sometimes there's a bridge. Now the bridge may or may not have words. Okay, it might just be like a musical part. It may just be a drum break. Maybe it will have words, but the bridge is not really that important for lyrics, okay? It's kind of like an afterthought. It really depends on the musical architecture whether you need lyrics or not. Okay, this is assuming that you already have the music done, because when you're making music to words, that's a wholly totally different process. We're talking about writing words to music, okay? So verse is you're telling the story, okay? And then the chorus slash hook slash refrain is the meaning, okay? This now the reason I say chorus slash hook slash refrain, I'm gonna get into that right now. Chorus basically how to tell these have the same function of meaning, but they have nuance, okay? And I'll explain. Chorus is basically anytime you hear a song and you hear like a choir, that's a dead giveaway. That's a chorus right there. Okay, that's a chorus. I believe I could fly. I believe I could touch the sky. You know, there's a big fucking chorus. That's a fucking chorus, alright? A hook. Now, a hook just can be like a catchy part of a chorus slash refrain, or just some phrase that you say um, that is catchy, right? But the interesting thing about a hook, man, is that it doesn't necessarily have to be words. It can be a musical motif. For example, so the song's called Father Figure. You know, go YouTube it. George Michael. And the reason I bring this song up is because it has a chorus. I could be your father figure, put your tiny hands in mine. I could be your preacher, teacher, and then the chorus goes okay. But it has this instrument part where it's like, where it's actually the intro and outro, but it's like this flute. It's like da na 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 da na, that part. And to me, that's the goddamn hook of the goddamn song, because it's the catchiest part. But it is technically the intro and the outro. They only play in the intro and the outro. So, interesting part. You can disagree with me if you want, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Refrain. Okay, so the refrain is like, technically, there's no choir in the background, and it could have a hook in there. For example, so like the song No Lie with Drake and 2 Chainz. Let's go. No lie, no lie, no lie, no lie, no lie, no lie, say word, say word, say true, whatever. YouTube it. But the hook is no lie, no lie, no lie, but it's actually kind of a refrain, meaning that it's a part that you repeat. And it's kind of like a mini verse, because the thing is pretty fucking long. It's like da 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 da. That's the thing I don't do. That's the thing I don't do. No lie, no. It's like, it's just kind of long, but the catch, the hook is the no lie part. So that's the nuance of chorus slash hook slash refrain. That's my understanding of it. You can disagree if you want to, but whatever. So that is the parts of the song. Okay. Now let's talk about poetic devices here. Okay. Okay, now the most important thing in the most important poetical elements in songwriting is as follows: simile slash metaphor. Basically, you're making a comparison. Simile is like, and metaphor is as, right? So something like this or something as this. So you're making a comparison, so it has like more meaning or something like that. Now obviously it doesn't have to be so basic, like this is like this is like butter, blah 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 blah, or this as like the sun in the sky, blah blah blah. You don't have to make it so, direct. It can be like, that's the art of poetry, songwriting, is that you can make the whole song a fucking metaphor. For example, like Tupac's "Me and My Girlfriend," which the whole song is me and my girlfriend. He's not talking about a girlfriend. He's talking about a gun. The whole thing is the whole song is a fucking metaphor about him and his gun. Me and my girlfriend. I love finger fucking you. All of a sudden I'm hearing thunder when I bust a nut. Whatever. Google it, alright? If you haven't already. So that's that. Okay. Another thing is the scansion. And scansion is how the lyrics, how they sound. But it's basically a combination of alliteration and consonants. Oops. Wait. Hold on. Alliteration, consonants, and assonance. So alliteration is basically the consonants, like the consonants of the words, the beginning of the words, kind of like non-vowels. So you got non-vowels, and then vowels, and then how well they balance is going to be the scansion. So, for example, like alliteration is like Peter Piper picked a pick of pickled peppers. That's alliteration. Assonance would be like, shit. Vowel sounds that repeat. Okay, whatever. And then consonants is like how well they balance. So you got that scansion. So this combination. So like, you want to have lyrics that have these things, these elements in them. That's important. Okay, because why? Because they sing well. You have to remember that lyrics are meant to be sung. So the singer is actually going to sing the vowels. That's what they're trained to do. They're supposed to sing the vowels. So words, they should already, the lyrics should already have the rhythm and the accent built into the words. So when the singer, all they have to do is sing them, and they might have like a melisma in there, which is basically they take the vowel and they go like little rhymes and shit. That's melismas. But anyways, simile and metaphor, scansion. Okay. See what else? What else do we got here? Okay, and personification. Okay, this is giving human characteristics to something that's kind of like a metaphor, but like a specific kind. So again, I guess you could say me and my girlfriend could be a personification of the gun. The Tupac example earlier. Whatever. It's kind of similar, but whatever. No nuance. Whatever. Um, Again, like these may seem very basic on the whiteboard, but the art is how you use this shit. And of course, there's rhyme pattern, rhyme scheme. But I'm gonna say that rhyme scheme is, if I were to rate these as importance, this is how I would have them. Number one is metaphor, two scansion, and then these are last. The reason I say that is because the art of poetry is in metaphors. Alright? It's in metaphors. It's the way you describe something, the beauty of how you describe it, okay? Because any fucking idiot, if you listen to like rap music where it's just like, hey bitch, suck my dick, la chingada. The shit gets old after a while, man. The shit gets really old, and there's no songcraft in there. It's like, it loses its humor after a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's supposed to be funny or if it's supposed to be cool, then it's just stupid. It just becomes really fucking stupid. So, like for example, the oldies, my girl. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I see the month of May. Now it's kind of like really simple rhyme scheme, kind of corny, kind of Dr. Seuss-ish, but I see fucking sunshine on a cloudy day. Okay? When it's cold outside, I see the month of May. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl. Then it goes to the fucking chorus. Talking about my girl, dun dun dun. It makes fucking sense, right? It's simple, but it makes sense. There's an art to that shit. Which goes to the next subject here. So don't worry about rhyme scheme. It's not the most important thing, okay? You'd be surprised about rhyme scheme. I mean, it's really kind of rhyme scheme is like fool's gold. Don't try to make it rhyme. Okay, try to shoot for the metaphors. That's my advice. And this goes to the next segue here is it's got to make sense. Linear and cohesive. Alright, so it's got to make sense, linear and cohesive sense. Okay, so for example, let's say your meaning of the song is, let's say, my girl, right? So the song's about my girl, right? Okay, so the verses have to make a fucking sense and lead up to the chorus. Like telling the story or something, some type of angle that leads to the chorus, right? So that's linear. Cohesive means that all of these fucking pieces, because verse 1 and verse 2, they gotta be different, but verse 2's gotta be like some type of different angle. Now the bridge, though, if you do have lyrics to the bridge, there's got to be some type of contrast or some type of dynamic or tension, okay? And this is very much like, Greek plays theory, where they have like some type of, tension and it resolves, and like there's like a arc, there's like a anyways, whatever. The point is that, look, verse 1, verse 2, they gotta have a different angle, but they gotta be related, okay? And the chorus is always the same, but the bridge might have a tension and it might resolve to the chorus, okay? This may seem really fucking simple, and it is really fucking simple. I mean, you'd be amazed how many people don't fucking get this, but it is what it is. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, folks, okay? You don't. So, that being said, that is songwriting the elements of songwriting, how to write a song. So basically, so you take the shit that I just told you, right? Now, when you're writing a song, obviously you want to have the music first, and you want to have a theme. You want to know what the hell you're singing about, and then you want to have like the structures. I would recommend, it doesn't always happen like this, but if you can, try to get the chorus or the hook first. Okay, because if you know this first, then then you already know, you kind of solidified what the theme is. Right? This is really fucking important. And then you fill in the gaps and you could kind of figure it out. It doesn't always work having the chorus hook first, because sometimes you thinking like, and then like, oh, the verse comes first or whatever. But if you can kind of solidify the theme first, writing the lyrics becomes a lot easier. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm supposed to talk about this. Okay, cool, fuck it. And then, you can always change words around, and you could always, like, as long as you have the fucking, melody, of the words, and then of course add the words. Okay, so you have the music architecture, then the theme of the lyrics, then the melody and the parts, and then you add the words last. Alright, and that's how you write a fucking song. Because I see a lot of this shit, like, I was like looking at YouTube, and I was like, well, what are other people saying about this shit? And there's always, it's always, everybody has nuggets, okay? Everybody has nuggets, different perspectives, and that's cool. But you don't want to be like, oh, just write something catchy on the hook. Just write something catchy. Like, no fucking shit, Sherlock. But you have to know what, that, don't write a goddamn words to make it catchy. It's gotta, the melody, you gotta have the melody first, bro. Because here's some food for thought. We're gonna segue. Food for thought. When you don't have a melody solid first, your song will suck. Will suck. Alright? Because you have to think about it like this. If you were playing just on the keyboard, right? You got your chords, and you're playing the melody to the song, because someone's gonna have to sing the melody, and your melody is kind of flat or is not interesting, you know what I'm saying? Because it could be the same note over and over if it's rhythmical, or well, that's another melodic contour. We can go into that in another video. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's got to be interesting. The melody has to be interesting for it to work. A hook doesn't work if it's not interesting, bro. It's gotta have some type of fucking interesting. You can't just say, oh, the song's about, working hard and making it. No, dude. No, man. No. You're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna fuck it up, bro. The melody has to be there. Like, for example, like one of the greatest songs of all times, Journey. Don't stop believing. Da 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 da, don't stop. That song is played like in every karaoke all the fucking time. Everybody knows that song, but it's a very cliche theme. How does it work? Because the goddamn melody's there. Oh, don't stop believing. That's really catchy. No, but think about it. Don't stop believing. Da 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 da. See, there's like this little contrast. Da 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 da. You know, and then the verses, just like I described it, they're different scenes. Different scenes. You know, he's painting different scenes that lead up to that shit. I mean, you have to think about it. Food for thought here is that, like the Greek philosophy of storytelling, you know, it's got to go like this. You know, there's got to be some type of rising action. You know, what, like, it's got to lead up to the fucking hook, man. And then the hook's got to be, yes, it's got to be catchy, but there's got to be something interesting there. Something really interesting there, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean that the verse can't be catchy either. I mean, everything has to be fucking interesting. That's how it works, because you're setting up an expectation with the verse, so that chorus or hook, whatever, has a maximum effect, you know? So, I mean, everything depends on everything, but the goddamn truth is, there has to be an interesting musical architecture or melody that puts it, that is the frame of the song. You know, otherwise, I mean, that's all these elements put together that make up a great song. So, anyways, I hope that helps. If you have any suggestions or whatever, want me to get more deeper into a subject, because it is very basic, and it is basic. Okay, there might be some more nuance, more stuff you could dive into, but I mean, I fucking gave you the fucking keys to the store, bro. Pretty much, okay? But anyways, I hope that helps. Share that with people that, you know, you think that it might be useful. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And of course, you know, if you're looking for some beats, songwriting, that have that, you know, that those parts built in, you know, chateaucholo.com, links in the description. You know, leave some beats to help you out, you know, with your music career. Okay, thanks for watching. Gustavo, Adolfo, Uribe. Peace.